What's up, everyone? My name is Matthew Dale. I am here to help you play better, sound great, and understand more. And we're going to talk about compressor sidechains today. What are they? What do we do? And how can we use them for our guitar tonal benefit? Let's go ahead and get the preliminaries out of the way. I am playing my Strandberg Fusion. I'll be kind of bouncing back between the bridge humbucker and my neck and middle positions. And right now I've got a couple of amps dialed in to really kind of show this in a clean setting, in a mid-gain sort of Vox crunch setting, and then also in a high gain. I'm going to be using the Rev Purple. Here's what they sound like. Here is my band commander. On the bridge pickup, this is the Matchbox D30. And over on the high gain, here is the Rev Gen Purple number 2. You can really kind of see, I'm going to pull over my preset leveling thing here real quick. You can really kind of see that when I'm chunking, versus those single notes, the chunks are really, really, really deep and overpowering. So let me get this out of here. We're going to fix that with compression sidechaining. One more quick note, the one and only cabinet that I'm using right here is the Friedman 4x12, the greenbacks, the Dynacabs here. All of these sounds right now are in my block library, so all of the amps, the band commander is over in my block library there it is over there, that I called in, as well as the matchless and as well as the Rev Gen Purple, and the cabinet is also from my block library. So if you want some of these tones for yourself for free, you can head over to matthewdale.com/blocks and you can download my blocks library for yourself. So let's go ahead and drop in a compressor block over here, compressor 1. I have this set up after the amp and cab because I'm going to be doing more so like a studio compression. This compressor is going to act kind of like the glue that just makes all of my sounds across a preset just sort of blend together really nicely. It's going to give me a very studio polished tone without changing or altering my good tones that I've already established too much. So I'm going to set up, let's do the studio feedback compressor. Let's do a little bit of a higher ratio on here. Auto makeup gain is on. Auto attack and release is on. Let's just leave that there. Level at 0. And this is what it sounds like. Let me go back to the band commander, and here is the middle and neck pickup. And here it is off. So it's just, not only is it just giving me a little bit of a lift and level, when I do those 6 there, if I turn this off, you can hear how those just kind of die out. Here's the compressor. So I've got that just sort of evening out my playing dynamics, which is really good. Here it is over on the matchless. And off. And over on the purple, here it is off. And on. So we're really not changing tones too much, which is really good. Also, one thing real quick, if we were to be placing a compressor like in our effects loop or something, that effects loop would be coming out line level, and then it would be accepted by the power amp section at line level. So we actually have this input level here, instrument or line level. I'm actually going to leave this in instrument level because this is what my instrument is creating. I'm really not going to be following those rules in this digital ecosystem. Here's what happens if we do that, though. So I'm on the bridge pickup. Here's instrument level. And we can see that everything is playing nicely. Let me just pull my my leveling tool over here again. Everything's sitting right below the that red line. If I go over to line level and pull my tool back up, it's going to jump a lot more. It's going to be a lot hotter of a signal, so I'd have to alter this stuff a lot more. I don't have a line level signal going into the axe effects, so I am going to just leave this at instrument level. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Let's go over to the sidechain. And whenever you're thinking about compressor sidechains, think about what is the compressor listening to in order to do its job of compressing. It's the ears of the compressor, if you will. So right now, the way that we have it set up is kind of how you would typically think a compressor is going to be working. We have our input going through our amp into our cab, and then it's listening to all that stuff in its line, in series. I can change where the compressor is listening. I could have it listen to, right now it's set up at the block. It's a studio compressor, so it's in stereo, so block left and right, which is actually good because my cabs are doing their hard pan, they're doing left and right things. So I'm listening to both those left and right signals. I could choose just the left side, just the right side. I could even just choose the input, the straight input off of my guitar, which would sound like this. Because I don't have the amplifier that's doing the amp compression, this thing is like clamping down on just the dynamics from my pickups quite a bit more. That's not super useful. We're going to go here, but it is something that you can do for very particular things if you want to do it. You can listen to other inputs. You can also listen to other rows on the grid here. So I could have something going on independent on another row, and the compressor could be listening to that in that sense. So I'm going to leave the sidechain source to block left and right. And really the useful part, the most useful part for this, for me, is this right here, the high and the low cuts. This is basically going to alter what frequencies our compressor is listening to. So my greatest trick, I think, that I've discovered on here is actually bringing the high cut down past 1,000 somewhere. If I bring it down to about 700 or so, now the compressor is only listening to the low end and kind of these mid-range frequencies here. So now if I play this, and again, I'm on the Band Commander clean. We'll hear it on the other ones here in a second, but I'm just going to strum some chords. And then I'm going to bring this back up. This might be really kind of tough to hear on YouTube because YouTube does some additional compressing, but what I'm hearing is my higher notes, those high jangly notes that we love on a clean signal so much, are much less compressed. This sounds like it's being clamped down on a lot more, which isn't like a bad thing for funk or something. But if I bring this back, where was I? Like, I don't know, 700 or so. If I bring it back to about 700, that's a little bit more dynamic range, which is nice. It just feels like my notes kind of breathe a little bit more. A lot of people will also, and myself included, will also do this like in the mix knob, but this is actually curtailing our compressor to the exact frequencies that we want to compress. It's almost like it's doing the job of a multi-band compressor, just on one band. Let's hear just this setup on all of our gain stages here. So again, here was clean guitar, no compressor. I think it adds a really nice enhancement. Here's the bridge pickup. Let's go back to the matchless here. No compression. I might need to add that. That's getting just a little bit loud, so I might just alter my level coming out of the amplifier a little bit. But it's doing just this nice enhancement. Let's hear it on the high gain side of things. Again, bridge pickup. Let me bring my leveling tool back up so you can kind of see what we have going now. Remember, a second ago, same amp level. A second ago, we had those low thunky notes, or those low thunky chords, kind of spiking up into the red. Now, if I chunk... And you can hear when I went up and I played that lead, that sort of jumped out a little bit more, and again, it was like allowed to breathe a little bit more. Here it is without the compressor. With the compressor. Lead. So we're getting almost like a little bit of a level lift, a level boost when we go up to play lead, kind of automatically. That might be kind of nice. I'd probably just alter the amp level a little bit to bring it back down closer to that line between blue and red a little bit more. But I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea. Let's do just a little bit of some other stuff. So now I'm going to leave it on the rev, and let's go ahead and just flip things around a little bit. So I brought this back up to 20K, and let's bring this up to, I don't know, 500 or so. I might need to alter my level on here. Yeah, so this is a little loud. I'm just going to bring the level back down a little bit. And you can see those spikes on those palm mutes are really, really jumping out. And those high notes are a lot more compressed. Now, this is mostly how I use the sidechain. There's another couple of things that you could do. One thing that would give you a little bit of benefit might be the tilt EQ in our parametric section up here. So if I put the tilt on and go into negative gain, you can see I'm going to be compressing our low frequencies a bit more than the high frequencies. So if I just do a small amount here and just to do something like that and maybe bring this back down again, kind of like around that 1000 area. Now here is our clean tone again. Off. It's just sort of this nice enhancer. Let's hear it on the matchless. And on our rev. And I think that works really well as well. I'm going to leave these settings and I'll copy my other settings over to channel B. I will wrap up this preset and pop it up on my Patreon if you want to check it out for yourself. You can find that linked in the description box below. Also, don't forget to download my block library over at matthewdale.com/blocks to get some of these epic amp tones for yourself for free, as well as these cabinets and a whole bunch of other things that I have in my block library. My name is Matthew Dale. I am here to help you play better, sound great, and understand more. I hope this was helpful for you in demystifying what a sidechain is and how we can use it in our Fractal Axe FX FM9 and FM3. I will catch you all again on the next one.